The first movie award show of the season, the Gotham Awards, have chosen their winners. One of the biggest critics associations, the New York Film Critics, have chosen their movie award winners. And the British Independent Film Awards have also been chosen. All of this is going to be crammed into this new series in the very first episode of Awards Roundup 2024. Ahoy there, my name is Derek, the Convicted Cinephile, and if you're a convicted cinephile yourself, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel down below. On my channel, I'd like to talk, shop, and pop open, that is, movies and physical media, and of course, talk about award season. So welcome to the first episode of Awards Roundup. This is a new sort of themed show I'm doing every year so far on my channel. I've just done bits and pieces here and there of awards news. I'm going to try to cram everything that happened in a given week into one show every Monday if possible. And any bigger awards news like the Oscar nominations, Golden Globe nominations, bigger televised shows like that will get their own little episodes here and there. But all these smaller things that aren't as publicly known, I'm going to try to cram into this awards roundup series. Today's episode, like I said in the intro, will have the New York Film Critics, the Bifas, and the Gotham Awards, the very first award show of the season. Is it important? Not usually, but it's nice to see whose name pops up. It's always good to have movies show up here that you may not have expected, movies that you worried may have been forgotten about earlier in the year. And given the SAG strike that finally just ended for now, let's see if it stays that way, it's the first big thing that all the celebrities had a chance to go out to. So it was actually a much more star-studded event than usual, which may give the Gothams just that much more credibility this year. Gothams are sort of like an independent Spirit Awards show where they typically have a budget cap on their movies. I think last year it was up to $30 million. This year they got rid of that budget cap, making them completely useless in my opinion, but what are you going to do? So they have films like Barbie nominated and all that jazz. I'll be going through the winners of that show first, so here we go. This is an award show that combines all genders into one category, so there's lead actor and supporting actor or actress, whatever you want to call it. So the winner of the lead acting performance, that's the better way to say it, was none other than Lily Gladstone for a film called The Unknown Country. And yes, I've never heard of it either. But Lily Gladstone is now famous for her lead role in Killers of the Flower Moon. So did she really win this award for An Unknown Country? Or did they just see her name and go, cool, she's in that movie, and then name check the more popular movie, not really reading what was going on? I don't know. I haven't had a chance to see Killers yet because it's long, and I honestly tried to go see it yesterday in theaters, and it's not playing anywhere. So now I'm just going to have to wait till it's on Apple TV Plus and finally watch it. So whatever. They choose the Gothams in kind of a funky way. Every category has a jury of 5 people that pick the winners, and each category has a different jury of 5 people. So you never know what's going to happen. It's not like there's 10,000 people voting for it like at the Academy Awards. Literally 5 people are picking this winner. And outstanding supporting performance went to Charles Melton for May December, which is now on Netflix. I need to watch that because I have no excuse not to. I can watch it at home. He is one of the people I have in my Oscar predictions, I believe, because he was the one I've been hearing things about from that movie, even more so than his co-stars Julianne Moore and Natalie Portman, which is impressive for a newer, younger actor. So this can't hurt his chances of getting in the Oscars, having an award under his belt this early in the awards race. Best international feature went to Anatomy of a Fall, which is very high up there in our best picture rankings for the Oscars. Best screenplay went to Anatomy of a Fall. Yet again, this is another one, like I just said, that is high up there in many a category for the Oscars. There is a Breakthrough Director Award that went to A.V. Rockwell for 1001. I heard great things about this. It came coming out of Sundance, but haven't had a chance to see it yet. Best documentary feature went to Four Daughters, and that beat out the likes of 20 Days in Mariupol, Against the Tide, Apollonia, Apollonia, and Our Body. I have not gotten into the documentaries at all this year, so I won't pretend to know what I'm talking about there. And Best Feature did go to the thing that I expected to win, Past Lives, which is like everyone's favorite movie of the year up until Oppenheimer came out, basically. So everything in the first half of the year, all everyone was talking about was Past Lives and how much they loved it. And that beat out the likes of Passages, Reality, Showing Up, and 1001 yet again. So congratulations to the winners of the Gotham Awards. On to the New York Film Critics, which is one of the two biggest film critics groups that I would say actually matter. It's them and the Los Angeles Film Critics are the two that, like, the winners of these actually seem to have an effect on potential televised award nominations and wins. Everything else kind of falls under the radar, but I'm going to cover those two when they come up when I have the chance. Because I just like to see who wins everywhere, because it's fun to see smaller movies and less obvious winners pop up here and there. But as far as the New York Film Awards go, New York Film Critics Association Awards, there we go. Too many acronyms. Best cinematography goes to the thing I would have picked to win so far this year, Oppenheimer. So that is awesome. I think that has a very good chance of winning at the Oscars, and from what I've seen so far, absolutely should. Best nonfiction film goes to something I can't read, so I'm going to look this way and do it. Menus Polaris Les Trois Gros. I'm going to put that on the screen because I can't read good. Animated feature went to The Boy and the Heron. Best foreign language film again went to Anatomy of a Fall, so there's a pattern here already, and it hasn't even the award season just started, and we already have a front runner as far as a foreign feature goes. It seems like best first film went to Past Lives, so that is a good thing for that to get at this award show. It shows that people have their eyes on it, and it could easily sneak into one of those lower tier, to put a bad sounding word on it, top 10 Best Picture nominees at the Oscars. It could easily sneak into a number 8 through 10 slot if it doesn't explode in popularity at the other televised award shows. Best Screenplay went to Sammy Birch for May December. Once again, that was the one on Netflix, so give that a watch. It is in the comedy categories of the Golden Globes. I had no idea it was apparently a comedy, probably a very dark comedy. From what I gather, which, I always like. Charles Melton won Supporting Actor at the Gothams, and now it won a Screenplay Award at the New York Film Critics, which is even more reputable. Best Supporting Actress went to Divine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers. I cannot wait to see The Holdovers. I love Alexander Payne films, and I love this actress in Only Murders in the Building. She plays the detective throughout all the seasons who's always following them around. She's great, and I hear she's fantastic in the film, and I love Paul Giamatti and Alexander Payne. He's made one bad movie in like 30 years. And you can rent it online on Amazon. So I might actually do that tonight. Best Supporting Actor, who do you think won? Charles Melton for May December. Ha 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 ha. 2 for 2. Good for you, Charles. Best Actress, guess who it is? Lily Gladstone. But for what movie? The right movie, right? The movie people have heard of. Killers of the Flower Moon won its Best Actress award for Lily Gladstone at the New York Film Critics. Best Actor. Here's an interesting one. Franz Rogowski for Passages. I honestly have to look into what Passages is. I'll maybe pop the poster up on the screen just so you all have an idea. I've heard of the movie, but I cannot think of what it's about to save my life. But like I said, it's cool to see the things you don't expect, and it's already happening in 2 award shows that I've read today. Actors and actresses that you are kind of flying under the radar, getting some wins here and there, and it's one of the bigger ones, so it can't hurt him. Best Director went to the person I hope wins Best Director at the Oscars, and I think will win, Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer. He is very, very overdue for his Oscar in any category whatsoever, and this is the best time to award him. I think it's the culmination of all of his strengths rolled up and balled into one basically perfect movie. It may not be the most rewatchable thing, you're not going to want to watch it 100 times like The Dark Knight or Inception, but I would argue that it's a better movie than either of those, and it's his most gripping film he's ever made, because his weakness, I always say, as a filmmaker, is getting you invested emotionally in his characters. This one actually does that a lot better than the rest of his films, in my opinion. It's still not as much as other directors, but for Christopher Nolan, it hits you in the feels more than he ever has. I'll put it that way. But Christopher Nolan, yay, a good, well-deserved directing win. And Best Picture did not go to Oppenheimer. It went to Killers of the Flower Moon. So the other 3-hour-long epic of the year. So congratulations to Mr. Scorsese for his Best Picture win at the New York Film Critics Awards. So that is all the New York Film Critics Awards winners. Up next we have the Bifas, the British Independent Film Awards, which I never knew about these really until like last year or the year before. But obviously they exist because we have the Independent Spirit Awards. Why wouldn't they? Same difference, right? But these translate to the BAFTAs, like ours can translate to the Oscars. So it does have a lot of correlation through the award season. So that's why I'm including it. And hey, it's something else to talk about in this first episode of Awards Roundup 2024. I know it's 2023, but the award season is for 2024. If you don't correct me in the comments, okay? All right, working from the bottom to the top on the list here at the Bifa's Best Sound went to Mark Jenkins for Ennismen. Like I said, this is the British Independent Film Awards. A lot of these movies, I'm not going to know what the heck they are. I'll be honest. But there's a handful in here that will translate to the Oscars eventually. Best production design went to Nathan Parker for The Kitchen. Best original music went to Quest. I don't know who that is. I apologize. For the movie Rye Lane. Best makeup and hair design went to Marie Dehan for Femme. Best music supervision went to Connie Farr for All of Us Strangers. So there's that All of Us Strangers popping up again. I have a feeling that's going to get into the Oscars in at least a category or two. I don't know how many, but that one seems to be the one that's going to squeak through. Best effects went to Jonathan Gales and Richard Baker for The Kitchen again. Best editing went to Jonathan Alberts for All of Us Strangers. Best costume design went to, I'm going to read the name over here again because I'm terrible at remembering names, Buki Ebisuwa for Femme. So Femme gets another award. Best cinematography went to Jamie D. Ramsey for All of Us Strangers again, so there's another win for that film. Best casting went to Isabella Adolphin for the film How to Have Sex. I need to see what this movie is because that sounds hilarious and something we could all learn from. Best feature documentary went to If the Streets Were on Fire, and that film also won the Radiance Maverick Award, which is apparently a special award they have, and that went to Alice Russell and Janesh Raja. So congratulations to them for winning two things. And this show apparently also does the combined male-female nominees for the supporting and lead awards. So best supporting performance appears to be a tie between Paul Mescal for All of Us Strangers, who was nominated last year at the Oscars, and Sean Thomas for How to Have Sex, yet again. So congratulations to those tie winners. They have a best joint lead performance, which is kind of cool. That went to Nathan Stewart Jarrett and George McKay for Femme. That's interesting, like an award for co-leads in a film together. That should be more common of a thing. I like that idea because the Oscars are always too scared to put two leads in the same category anymore. So if they had a nice like best co-leads award, that would be interesting. Best lead performance went to Mia McKenna Bruce for How to Have Sex. Apparently, this How to Have Sex movie is pretty good. It's nominated and winning everything. Best screenplay went to Andrew Haigh for All of Us Strangers yet again. So All of Us Strangers is semi-sweeping this award show, which honestly doesn't surprise me because it's the one I've heard of the most out of every single film I'm reading off these nominees. And Andrew Haigh also won Best Director for All of Us Strangers as well. So it won screenplay and it won director. I'm going to bet money that it also won Best Picture, so let's find out. Well, we're not there yet. International independent film went to, guess which one? Anatomy of a Fall. Yet again, winning the it is Independent International Film Award. So, Anatomy of a Fall. 3 for 3 today alone. And Best British Independent Film is another tie, apparently, so that's interesting. It went to both Femme and, you guessed it, All of Us Strangers yet again. So it won picture, director, and screenplay, and supporting actor as well. The other movies that were nominated for Best Picture here, I'll go through them, are How to Have Sex, which isn't surprising after reading the rest of these, Rye Lane, and Scrapper. So three of the things that also won at least one award were nominated for their Best Feature. But once again, All of Us Strangers and Femme tied for Best Picture at the British Independent Film Awards. So that will do it for the debut episode of the 2024 Awards Roundup. Next episode, we'll have the Los Angeles Film Critics winners, the Independent Spirit Award nominations, the National Board of Review winners, and more. So that'll be a even bigger show than this one. Hopefully you like this new format. I think it works a little better than trying to cram everything here and there and here and there. That way I can give you a good overview of the award season at a reasonable, brisk pace. If you like award season content, please subscribe to the channel. If you like anything about movies, whether it's physical media, the occasional review, history of the Oscars, Oscarology as I refer to it, or even stuff about terrible movies as well. I love my award movies, but I love bad movies too. subscribe to my Convicted Cinephile channel. I would appreciate it. I just hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, so thank you to everybody who has been subscribed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Talk, shop, pop, movies.